really works for Fuser, which took me a little while to figure out, embarrassingly enough. But as I kind of put more thought and more practice into it, it is actually a lot easier than it seems to be. So I had watched a few videos today trying to figure out how to get the 5 stars. A lot of videos are just like, do better, get perfects, and you'll be fine. But I didn't like that answer, so I figured out more on what needs to happen. See, look at all these. I just kind of started doing good today. So I played through the whole thing and I was like, why am I not getting like 4? This is crazy. Why am I not getting 4 stars? Why am I not getting 5 stars? And so now that I figured it out, it's super simple. Don't make good music. Don't try. And as crazy as that sounds, just don't try, because when you go into freestyle, if you're in this for the music, which is what I thought I was, but as a trophy hunter, those two ideas don't mesh very well. They just don't work out very well. You'll make your good music in multiplayer and in freestyle. So let's just dive right in. I'm going back through and I'm redoing all the sets. I'm gonna try my best to explain this and 5-star it at the same time. I might trip over my words or have a little stutter here and there. It might be because I'm concentrating. But to start this off, first and foremost, you're going to have your Fuser albums. Hey, whoever's watching, welcome. You're going to have your Fuser chosen albums. You can't change those, obviously. First thing you're going to want to do for crowd requests, and that was tripping me up a lot too. I wasn't able to find the song fast enough while completing the challenges in the match to hit the scores the best I can. So I'm going to do only unlocked items, and I'm going to go by year. That being said, you have right here, you have, what is this, 6 songs, 7 songs, right? Yeah. You know, after Street Fighter Tango, which is this bright yellow thumbnail, your songs are going to start. Sometimes you don't even need to go to your songs to get a 5-star in these. You might just end up using the same few songs, to be honest. But you're going to want to do it by year. For me, personally, I do it by year because I know that, like, if I start with Otis Redding here, and it's a 1960s song, and I keep going from 1960s up, that at the right end of my list are going to be the 2020s, the 2019s, and things like that, the 2010s. And that's where that's going to come into play. You're going to be able to go, okay, obviously, if they want a 2020 song, I'm going to go to the end of my list real quick and then look at those few songs I've already chosen. On top of that, as you play more, you're going to learn the thumbnails pretty well. So choose thumbnails that you know and go from there. Once you start choosing the thumbnails you know, you'll be able to find them faster and hit those guest requests and get your score higher. So we'll pick the things I feel like I know pretty well at this point. It doesn't even matter what songs they are. You don't even have to pick something that sounds good, because you're not going to be making music. You're going to be comfortable in what you've chosen. That way you can just hit it and forget it and then go to freestyle and enjoy your time. So here we go. We're just going to throw in a bunch of stuff here. It doesn't really matter about the effects and everything, because those are all going to be random too. Now I have my thing set up. I have a 1960s, and I go all the way up to Marshmallow, which was a couple months ago, maybe last year. So I know my time frame and I know the thumbnails. Go right in. I'll try my best to explain how this all works. Right from the get-go, you have 0 out of 1. That's an easy thing, especially being at the front end of the level. Your first drop is always going to be perfect. So you're always going to get 1,500 points for it. Now here, you have unlimited time, and you have drop the green keys from The Feeling Never Lasts. You want to hit it on that perfect. You want to hit it at the end of the bar, because when you hit this particular perfect, you get score. But watch as I hit other perfects, which is where I got confused. Perfect. And perfect. Those don't give you any score. They don't do anything for you at all in this particular senorio. I thought for sure the more I hit perfects, the more score it would be at the end of the level. That's not how it goes. So we're going to need to hit perfects later on in the game, not only for our crowd pleaser, but for this 0 of 1. So watch, when I drop this on a perfect here, you're going to see that I get the most points possible, which is 1,500 again. So So now this one's timed. You want to get your heart up as much as you can. So you're just going to start throwing stuff down. Basically, you want to get as much in there as you possibly can while sticking with the goals that you need to get. Because as you see that heart go up, you can see that every time I hit a perfect, okay, now we got pop. That should be easy to find. Right there, Born This Way. The more... sorry, see, I knew I was going to trip up. The more you mix, the more heart goes up, and the more crowd pleaser bonus you're going to get. Okay, so it's not full yet. That's not as much as you can get. You can get a little bit more score there. But I'm just going to keep mixing. This is an easy drop, all of them at the same time. Perfect drop, 1,500 across the board. You don't need to try too hard. The harder you try, for me, the worse I did. And I missed that whole drop, but now you see I brought my heart back up. You just keep mixing until it's there. And then right now, I'll let it ride for a minute. There's no reason to keep pushing buttons and messing around. For me, I'm just trying to get the 5-star to get my points and get my unlocks. Freestyles where you guys are going to have a lot of good time. Here, this is where you're going to want to do perfect, because that heart bar is not going down. It doesn't even exist. So we're going to cue a disc. And then we're going to drop a queued disc on perfect. 1,500 points. I think my biggest confusion was that I thought when I would mix a song and I would hit these perfects right here, I thought I was getting points. You're not. So we'll hit this perfect here. Alright, and now we got more. I'll just do the whole song and I'll just cue the whole thing up and drop the whole song. Alright, now we need dance hits, which we know is right at the beginning, and the 2010s. It's okay though, my heart went down a little bit, but you don't lose points right here. And if your hearts are really low, you can try to do these pickups in the middle, and then you can try to do as much as you can from there. Street Fighter Tango, we already talked about that because that's a big yellow bar right there. That one was easy. As long as you get those timed ones, so that time one there, they give you 300 points in increments. It doesn't really matter how many times you hit a track there. It's not going to give you more points. You just have to make sure you fulfill the whole bar. Just cue this whole song up and stop that. Be aware that though this is a timed one, so you want to keep your heart up. I find if I don't keep mixing, I forget, and I'll get too sucked into the music. So I'll overmix just to make sure that I get that 1,600 at the end. All right, we're queued up again. There you go. See, it already went down. It'll flash when it goes down. It'll show you. Now it flashed when it went all the way up. So that's the signal. So if you let it sit, I'm not going to let it sit right now because it's too close to the end of this challenge. But I'll let it sit on purpose again, and we'll see it. We'll see it flash on purpose here. Okay, so I have all my discs going. I'm just going to let it sit, and now, okay, it already went down, so I'll start mixing it again, and we'll see it go up. There you go. I didn't hit a combo, which was my mistake. Those combos will give you a lot more money, or a lot more points. So try to make sure you're aware of what you're doing instead of messing up like I just did. Because believe it or not, every few hundred points adds up real quick, and you might just be a shade away from getting your 5-star at the end of the level. And I just messed up. I got a good. You saw how that was 750 I got for that. That was a pretty big hit. All right, there you go. Now we're going to want to keep mixing. Don't forget to mix, because if you drop it down and it's not a full heart, I think you lose around 400 points. It goes from 1,600 to 1,200. If I'm correct. And imagine if you didn't get perfects the whole match. You know what I mean? There's a lot of these challenges. You would definitely only get a 4-star. See though, I haven't even gone over once. I'm just using all the songs that they already gave us. I haven't been to any of my list. Once you get into the later levels, you will have requests for songs that you've put into the deck, which will require you to go back and forth. But these earlier ones, I am not even worrying about trying to mix stuff, because you start to try to do too much, and you end up losing what you're going for. If your thumb's fat enough, you can hit both of them or all 4 of them at the same time. Alright, let's go back over to Pop. It doesn't matter which one, there's no year linked to this one, so there you go. And now I hit that, I hit all the things. Rehab, we know it's going to be later because I put it in order and I didn't hit the combo because I wasn't paying attention again. That's okay though. I think you get an extra 500 points, so if you start to find yourself getting a lot of goods or grades, those combos are going to help offset that. Barely made that 1600. It just dropped right at the last minute, last second there. I got another good. I don't know, it's going to be close. Hopefully that last bonus, that last crowd bonus, that 1600 will put me right up to it. I did make a few mistakes, and you guys saw that too. So you can see how fast you might lose your 5-star by just making silly mistakes. I didn't hit those combos. So let's see. If I made it, it's going to be just right. Oh my god, are you kidding me? My screen is it looks like I hit it. My screen, I can't even see the space. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. That's a perfect example of why the crowd bonuses are going to be a big deal. So hopefully this little tutorial helped you guys understand how the scoring works. I'm going to go back and replay this one. Oh, if I had just taken 2 seconds to pay attention a little bit more, I wouldn't have to replay it. But if this helped you out at all, like, subscribe, comment, anything. Hopefully you're enjoying the game. Hopefully you're enjoying whatever you're playing right now. And thanks, guys.